being trolled by teen activist Greta Thunberg, misogynist, MAGA influencer Andrew Tate, arrested yesterday in Romania on human trafficking and rape allegations. Let's listen to this.
Nothing else? No. Okay. You can go. Love. I don't have my phone. I actually like this. Piece of lie.
Census on census.
There's a table.
Never good when you hear that thunderous knock at the door, right? It's always those three boom, boom, boom. Romania's Directorate for the Investigation of Organized Crime and Terrorism, DICOT, confirming cops raided 5 homes tied to 4 suspects as part of an investigation into organized crime, human trafficking, and rape. There you see him. And this wasn't the first raid, because in April, Tate's Romanian home was raided once before in connection with a human trafficking investigation. It did not name the 4 suspects, but said 2 were Romanian citizens, 2 were British citizens who allegedly kept at least 6 women captive in houses surrounding Bucharest, where they were forced to produce porn for social media under threats of violence. Now, the 2 British citizens were Tate, the British-American kickboxer, better known for his misogynistic online persona, and his brother, keep it all in the family, his brother Tristan. 4 suspects were arrested, ordered detained for 24 hours for questioning. DICOT, again, the investigating body, said. Prosecutors later requested a 30-day hold, meaning Tate could spend New Year's Eve in a Romanian detention center. Additionally, Romanian TV reported one of the Romanian suspects was a former Bucharest policewoman who is dating one of the Tates. The brothers are accused of luring women to lavish villas using what DICOT called the lover boy method, in which they struck up a relationship over social media before convincing the women to come to Romania to pursue more. It appears that his recent Twitter exchange with Thunberg may have led to his arrest. Isn't this rich, right? Tate initiated the back and forth with a petty jab. That was on December 27th, reminding you, here it is. I have 33 cars, 2 Ferraris. Just the start, he says. Goes on and on as he touts wealth, and she calls him out. She responded with this delightfully snarky tweet. Throw that up, yes. Please do enlighten me. Email me at smallenergy@getalife.com. I wish I would have thought of that first. Then, with the wit of an 8-year-old, Tate's reply. Let's put that up and show you that. Again, he's behind bars probably for 30 days in Romania now. But before that, thank you for confirming via your email address that you have a small penis. The world was curious, and I do agree, you should get a life. I know you are, but what am I? Okay, he also shared this video with the tweet.
Release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. She doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the matrix. She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. But now I know at least that Greta, with her little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, little hat, shivering, use my tweets, which is gonna make my Twitter account far more fun into eternity.
The robe looks like a knockoff. Okay, that's number one. I don't believe it's authentic, but that's just me. I don't own one, but I have seen one up close. It's not real. Added insult to injury, Tate's sad attempt to clap back at Thunberg on Thursday may have actually led police to his front door. Police said that they relied on social media posts to figure out that the Tate brothers, who were constantly traveling around the country, had returned to Romania. Thank you, Greta. It's unclear which social media posts they were referring to, but in the video he uploaded to Twitter shortly before the arrest, he unwittingly displayed a pizza box from a local pizza chain called Jerry's Pizza. This is so great. Which may have alerted authorities looking for him to his presence in the country. Upon the news of his arrest, Thunberg delivered this final blow. This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. She just wants to make the world a better place, Jackson. Am I wrong about the robe? Okay, and what about Greta's approach here? And really leaving the breadcrumbs he did, it seems, right to authorities to say, look at me, arrest me.
Well, I've commented on this extensively on a variety of different shows, but what I really want to focus on now is Andrew Tate is a beautiful example of not knowing when to quit, when, not knowing when to stop. And this happens to people in all different types of industries and all different types of crimes, whether they scamming people, usually it's scamming and fraud. But Andrew Tate, he already got kicked off all these platforms. He had a chance really to ride off into the sunset. On top of, he basically loudly boasted that he's involved with organized crime in the Romanian mafia. He talks about how much of his money is tied up in casinos where the Romanian mafia also has their money. And now he just got arrested for sex trafficking, which is absolutely an activity of organized crime. So he has a lot of issues on his hands. But again, pretty much everybody within his fan base are very, very young men, definitely like divorced dad type of energy type of guys. But everything about him's ridiculous. Misogyny aside, he says stuff like, if you're broke, you shouldn't have time to cook a meal for yourself. Or he basically just like humiliates his audience, like, all of you are idiots, all of you are broke, all of you are peons, and his audience is like, oh yes, daddy, choke me, spit on me, I love it. Like, it's weird. But ultimately, again, he didn't know when to stop. He could have rode off, but look at him now. So that's what it is.
And the robe?
Oh, and the robe. Well, my thing was, did you see when he flashed his nipple?
Yeah,
did you see that?
I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Okay.
Yeah, show it. There he is. He's gonna, there we go. Yep, see, we just passed it right there, and he's a quick. That's what he did. He had to give everybody a quick little squeak.
Nasty.
A quick squeak.
Just, what does it say though? I mean, because you're right, he does have fans throughout the world. They love to be beaten back by him. They love to follow him. Why?
I mean, I guess that for some, he symbolizes, he encapsulates capitalist culture because he's always talking about escaping the matrix. But he is the matrix. Escape the matrix by being a shallow consumerist. You're nothing unless you have all these cars and all these women who obviously, well, the sex trafficking thing, but that aside, the types of women he has around him they're going to the club, they're having a good time. So it's not like real desire, like these women don't like him. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of men who just, they're lost and confused, or they're burnt by something that happened in their past. And, Tate's always like, he seems to have women around him, but he also seems to hate women like I do, but he's also spitting on me. So he must be onto something. I don't know, but I don't know a single person who adheres to this type of stuff who does well with women, because no.
No, but still there's this international draw and appeal. There's still people who think that MAGA and Trump and misogyny is mostly this American thing. But it translates, it seems, it globetrots, if you will. And I wonder what you make of that.
I mean, I think it may be a bit archaic, but I think a lot of people are just low. Maybe you can crawl out of a hole. Some people never do. But the human entity is capable of being in many different mindsets. The human entity is capable of, carrying out a lot of ill deeds when you're not feeling good about yourself or when some type of emotional needs weren't met at some point. But I mean, again, I don't really have that much of great things to say about. I mean, if you're like older than 16, how can you look at this man and think that he's talking about anything? I just, bunch of losers, really.
Well, it's a story that was Tate, by the way, calling collect from his Romanian prison cell is one call. I had to decline it. Okay, no, what do you do calling me? You can't, we're gonna talk about you. I think we know everything that you want to say about this.